and thanks for tuning in to another awful movie review.
What are you self-appointed defenders of the human race up to now?
After its golden age, which was the 50s, had passed, science fiction was on a decline in the 1960s. But from time to time, you still had a decent genre movie. Unfortunately, this cannot be said for the creation of the Humanoids, and I think there's a good reason why it went largely unnoticed.
That was unfortunate.
But just before we get going, if there's a bad movie you would like me to review, leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, let me know your thoughts and feelings on the creation of the Humanoids.
Please don't dislike me too much.
Set in a post-apocalyptic future, an atomic war has left most of humanity destroyed. Because of obvious budget issues, we just see a big cloud of supposedly radioactive smoke, with the narrator telling us what happened as the film just keeps repeating the cloud of smoke. But some cities have managed to rebuild themselves back up from the ashes with the steady help of advanced smart robots, which developed more and more sophisticated over time. Say hello to the alien from Earth vs. the Flying Saucers. The ones they currently have when the movie begins are humanoid creations which have blue skin.
Now isn't that something?
But their sophistication starts to become a danger to the humans, as the robots start to develop their own robots, which are even more advanced and blend in perfectly within human society. It's only a matter of time before the machines start taking over human civilization. The creation turns against its creator and start replacing actual humans. This is a bit like Invasion of the Body Snatchers in a way, except that it's nowhere near as good or memorable.
But they failed.
I was surprised to find out this was written by Jay Sims, the screenwriter who also wrote Panic in Year Zero, another sci-fi movie released the exact same year, which was a movie I remember enjoying actually. Now, if we look purely at the ideas this film has to offer, it's not every day that I review something which has some pertinent messages to deliver.
Such as what?
In fact, some would even go as far as saying it's prophetic.
That's admirable, logical, and a lie.
It makes an interesting point on the ever-increasing presence of machines and technology in our daily lives, even when it's unnecessary. It also tackles existential themes of creation and religion, so why would this possibly be a bad movie?
I still have an occasional doubt.
Well, there's no point in putting on the table the most brilliant and thought-provoking ideas if you're not going to fit that in with a good story. And that's what we get with the creation of the Humanoids. It's content with sharing those ideas on a surface level, but without going anywhere with them, without advancing in the story. It feels stuck.
That's understandable.
Like it doesn't know what to do with the material it has. And also, a little bit pretentious at times, I must say, thinking it's more than what it actually is. A dull B movie which almost nobody remembers.
I'm incapable of taking offense.
And that's obvious when you see that it's mostly made up of overlong dialogue between very, very talkative characters who don't have that much to say that is interesting.
Why don't you beat it while you still have a beat to beat?
That and a lack of different shots, which makes the film feel like a stage play more than an actual motion picture. When I was viewing it, it dawned on me that there's not a lot of movement here. It's a lot of sitting around, or then getting up to, well, stand around, I guess. And when there is movement, the fight scenes look awful, which makes laying down look cool.
This is catastrophe.
The stock characters are about as intriguing as watching a race between two fucking worms. There isn't an ounce of originality, real personality, or charm to them. The acting is also so stale, it felt like an actual robot was playing the role. It's a tad strange also that the police here are wearing Confederate army caps, but anyways. There's also this absolute cringeworthy sequence where our main character gets upset at his sister because she decided to start dating and fall in love with one of those humanoid blue things.
You love that machine?
I guess times must be pretty slow in their world. I thought this was an absolutely terrible movie.
Your terminology is crude, but your conclusion is correct.
When I went online to check out some of the reviews, I was surprised to see that a lot of people enjoyed watching this, but I found it horribly sluggish and it goes nowhere. My viewing experience with this was about as pleasant as stepping on a rusty nail. Honestly, I'm just going to end this review by doing the promotion for another film. Save yourself an hour and 25 minutes and watch Panic in Year Zero instead, or do something else with that time. But the creation of the Humanoids should just be left in its dusty coffin and banished forever. What an awful movie.